Hello everyone, I'm Jay, your instructor at Everything Cloud Platform. All the videos in this channel are filled with real life scenarios and relevant technical implementations that will help you get ready for smart and efficient work as a platform, cloud, SRE, or DevOps engineer. Today's topic is Bootstrap your GCP free tier account. Once you get your GCP free tier account set up, there are a few things that you should start off doing, right away before you start any development on any real work. This video, this 10-minute video, just covers that part. Let's dive right into the agenda. Today we'll go over how do you bootstrap your GCP free tier account. Say you got started with you signed up for free tier account. Here are a few things that you will do as you get started with. So what you want to do is, by default, there is a project. My first project. I typically do not like to use that default project. So what we'll do is we'll create a new project. We'll call this, say, Code Garage 001. Let's see if that is available. All right, and there is no organization, so I think that should be fine. And this is our project. So let me just go ahead and create that project. All right, so we have created that project. Now that you have set up your project, we'll quickly go ahead and set up our configurations. What I'll do is gcloud config configurations create, and we'll say SRE terminal. All right, so that is created. Now what I'll do is just do a gcloud auth login, so that you log in. Basically, you are initiating this, right? I'll just create that separate window so that you are able to see what happens here. So when I do a gcloud auth login, see what happens. Yeah, you will use this account to log in, say allow, and that's how you are able to get into authenticate with your new GCP free tier account that you just created. Just do a quick gcloud config list that will show you what properties you have set up by default. We haven't set up anything at all. Just see you have the account here and you have just this. What we will do now is, say, I'll do a gcloud init and see what happens. Now this will give you some options here. So what we'll do is choose number 1 there. Yep. Now we will select our user ID, which is that one there. Do a 10 there. Now I'll select a project which is this for us, number 1, Code Garage 001. That's what we created. All right, now if I do a clear and if I do a gcloud config list, you will see that here that project has been set up as well. Now say you should be able to run various commands like this. Say if I'm listing out all the compute instances, that's the command you will run. But currently there is nothing, so because even the compute API is not enabled, right? So we'll need to do some of that. I'll say no to this right now because I want to want you guys to see something around the services first, and then we'll go about enabling the services that we want. Take a quick peek at the services that are enabled in the project to start with. So if you run this command, services list, that will give you the list of services that are enabled by default. So you are seeing a total of, say, if I do this, you're seeing a total of 15 services enabled by default. So for now, what we'll do is we'll enable 2 additional services. One is compute, the other one is container. This is for us to add the ability to run or spin up servers in GCE and build clusters and run applications in GKE. So we are enabling those 2 as of now, and then we will, as we progress in our video series, we will enable services as needed. So what I'll do is you should see one more command before we go. This is if I do a list of available. Now this shows you, this commands with the available tag shows you the list of all the services out there. So there are like, bunch of services out there. What you want to do is, now you want to figure out the name for services, say around compute or container. What you will do is to do something like this. That's how you will be able to figure out the name of the name of the service. That's what you will need to enable. So once I have that, what I'll do is gcloud services enable that one. And similarly, we'll go ahead and enable the container API as well. So let this get enabled, and then we'll run the same command for container.googleapis.com. This will enable the Kubernetes Engine API, right? And that actually is going to enable additional 7 services, auto scaling, container filing system, container registry, etc. And you will see that once it comes up. The operation just completed, and your compute.googleapis.com is enabled. Take a quick peek at the services that are enabled, and you will notice that this OS login, which was not there before, this has been enabled as well. So both compute and container do enable additional services as needed. So we will do this as well, container.googleapis.com, and let it enable as well. This, like I mentioned before, this will enable additional set of services. Okay, so that just completed. Now take a quick peek at the services list, and you will see a bunch of services. We started with a total of 15. If I do a quick word count, you will see that now we have 28. So additional, we just enable additional 2. 11 additional services got enabled along with the compute and container services. We'll now go ahead and set up the billing export, and that's needed to ensure that we have the right information going into BigQuery, so that you are able to track your cost. Because keep in mind, you just have $300 credit here, and I want to ensure that you are using the entire free credit very carefully. Let's set up the billing export now, and this is needed for you to be able to track the cost. Currently you are in a free tier account, but in real production scenario, you would want to track all the costs associated with all the services that you're running in your GCP account. The first step there is, like we enabled the compute and container services, you would want to enable the services, the BigQuery transfer service as well. And if you take a quick peek at what is the service name, this is how you determine what the service name is. And I'll go ahead and activate this gcloud services enable, that one. So let's enable this, and the next step then would be to really create a data set. Let's go ahead and create one data set here in BigQuery. Let me go to BigQuery Studio and go ahead and create a data set that we will call as billing. So let's just say billing and say multi-region. Let the default stay. So we have just created a billing data set. Now we'll go about creating the billing export from the billing page. Navigate to the billing page again. And now from here, you'll have multiple options that you can see here. Select billing export. And what we'll do is we'll do the detailed usage costs. Say we'll edit settings on this. And the data set that we just created, we'll say let detailed usage costs get exported to this data set. We'll also enable the pricing data. Let's just go ahead and enable this as well. Say billing, the same data set, just say save. We should be good. So this setting is good. Now all the data, if you go to go back to your BigQuery Studio, you will see, once you have your GCP services and you enable, services running on your account, you will see a couple of tables coming up, and that you will be able to run queries against. So that's how you set up your billing export. Well, that completes our GCP bootstrapping. Now your account is ready, and you're good to go ahead and create your servers, Linux servers or web servers, or you should be good to go ahead and create your Kubernetes clusters, run your applications, build monitoring, observability, and whatever you want to do on your GCP account. We'll be touching upon some of those in future videos. We'll go about setting up the right way of setting up VPCs, for example. We'll see use cases how you can use cloud storage, BigQuery. We'll run a few applications on Compute Engine. We'll run a few applications on Kubernetes Engine, on Cloud Run. We'll use some of the top services in future videos. I'm sure you'll find the content very helpful as you start your journey or work through Google Cloud. Well, that brings us to the end of our topic today. If you like the content, please do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos are posted. If you're genuinely interested in getting hands-on in these technology areas, stick around and spend time on this channel. Your time will be worth it, I promise. I'm sure you had a wonderful time, and I'll see you in the next video.